The easiest and first warding remnant you can obtain is from the character creation menu. This does not count towards today's total. The next remnant can be obtained in the Cave of Knowledge. Starting from the Seaside Ruins, Site of Grace, take the Spirit Spring Idu to get down to the beach. Then head northwest to the Arch, and you can avoid the Fire Prelate by taking this gap in the Palisade. Once inside, head through the cave entrance and walk until you reach a ledge, on which the remnant can be found on a corpse. Moving on, make your way to the Witchbane Ruins, near a Site of Grace to the 4th Church of Marika. Find the steps down into the cellar. Once you're at the bottom, open the door and find the remnant on a corpse to your right. The next remnant can be found in the Perfumer Ruins in Altus, and you can even get here from a waygate in Limgrave. In the cellar of the Dragonburnt Ruins in Ainsell Lake, Limgrave, take the waygate to arrive just east of Perfumer Ruins. Head west to the highest part of Perfumer Ruins, and then break the wood to reveal the steps down into a chest chamber containing the remnant. Another warding remnant can be found in the Cuckoo Evergaol in Lineage. It's pretty close to the converted tower, Erdtree Node, which lies just south of the Evergaol. Enter the Evergaol and defeat the Red Wolf of Radagon to receive the warding remnant. The boss itself doesn't have that much health, nor does it really dish out that much damage, so even a sloppy attempt on my end resulted in a success. So, without leaving Lineage, the next warding remnant can be found at the bottom of the water wheel in Raya Lucaria. To get there quickly, find the waygate I take. This is just west of the southern Lineage Erdtree Node. This takes you straight to the Academy main gate, which you can enter immediately since Convergence removes the key item requirement. Make your way through the Academy as normal, and as you near the end of the graveyard section, take the route I do to drop down to the bottom of the water wheel. The area contains a corpse, and the corpse contains the remnant. After you've defeated Margit and made your way to Stormveil Castle, have Gostok open the gates for you. Then, make your way up the slope to the entrance of the Divine Bridge of Limgrave. Just past the Site of Grace here, there will be a corpse slumped up against a pillar. This corpse contains the remnant. Heading on over to Caelid, the next remnant is found in a chest near the end of Redmane Castle. Whilst this is a walk-to item, since you don't necessarily have to kill anything to get to it, the length and the amount of enemies in this dungeon do make the trip over to the remnant quite tedious. Convergence has changed the route into and through Redmane Castle, so this background footage is just to show you how to navigate and get to the remnant in the new Redmane Castle layout. Descending to Ainsell River, from the Erdtree Node here, follow the unchanged path I trace with my cursor, and arrive at the Ainsell River downstream Site of Grace. From here, simply follow the tunnel southwest into a room full of ants. In this room there should be a few corpses, but the one I arrive at contains the warding remnant. The next remnant can be found on the Divine Bridge of East Altus by defeating the Omen twins stationed here. I found that the easiest way here was teleporting through the Lift of Rold Annex Erdtree Node, and then making your way back through the Forbidden Lands 2 here. Fight tips for this one are to let the Axe Twin rush you first, since this allows you to fight them one at a time. Also, the punch attacks can be parried, so if you like to parry, make sure you exploit those as well. The next remnant can be found underneath the Avenue Balcony site of Grace in Leondale. Take the path I do, and you'll find the remnant in a chest in a cell. Keep in mind that there's a human enemy in the same room, and he's quite aggressive. If you're already in Leondale, that's great, but if you're not, I'll show you a quicker route, and it's a route I took to get to Leondale in this game. So, head to the Tower of Return in the Weeping Peninsula, make your way to the top of it, and then kill the Knight Commander at the top. This opens a waygate to the Divine Bridge of Leondale. The lift already works, take it down to the Abductor Virgin fight, kill the Abductor Virgin, leave the fortified manor, and then I took this path, which in turn led me to the Avenue Balcony site of Grace. The next remnant can be found in the Golden Lineage Evergaol by defeating banished Knight Oleg. To get there, head to the Altus Plateau site of Grace, drop down into the canyon, go through the tunnel, and you'll arrive at the Evergaol. Fight tips for this one is that he's very easy to backstab, especially when he overextends himself with his whirlwind attacks. He's also very reliable to parry, and that's how I got the bulk of my damage off during this fight. You'll notice how I also step back a bit after each parry, since when Oleg attacks, he lurches forward quite a bit, and he can actually overshoot or flank your parry if he's too close. We've got another parry fest coming up with the Warding Remnant in Fort Faroth. Now, most of this dungeon can be completely skipped by heading to this tree, using Torrent to jump up the shell fungus, running along the fungus on the side of the fort wall, and then onto this platform. Once you're inside, you can open this door to grant easy access for later on. Head up this ladder, and if it's nighttime, you won't even aggro the enemies in the area. Head on over to the Rotten Grave Duelist and clear out any enemies that might interfere with the fight. The Grave Warden Duelist has endgame scaling, so I found that parrying his attacks was probably the most reliable way to kill him. Duelist drops a key, which you can use on this door, and then climb this ladder to get the chest containing the remnant. The next Warding Remnant is within Sellia Crystal Tunnel, in a room available after you've killed the Falling Star Beast. Since this whole area is new, I'll simply show you the footage of how I first got into the tunnel, and then navigated the tunnel itself. Convergence removes the need for the secret medallion. So, make your way to the hidden path to the Haligtree from the Grand Lift of Rolls, and venture through as normal until you see a gap in the fence. Use this archway as a marker to land on the invisible floor. Head into this room and hit the walls to reveal another room with a chest inside containing the remnant. The next remnant is in a new location added by Convergence. Follow the path I take after leaving the hidden path to the Haligtree, and basically hug the right wall until you arrive at the Sanctum of Eiglay. Since it's a new area, I will yet again just simply show you footage of how I navigated to the chest containing the remnant. Note that the hole in the wall I just looked at will be opened by a lever I stand next to in future for a couple seconds. And here's the clip of me finding it earlier, because all of this caught me off guard. The penultimate remnant for today can be found in the abandoned cave in Caelid, and it's time to put one of these remnants to good use. Make yourself a curative horn charm to grant immunity to rot, and make your way through the abandoned cave as you would in the base game, but this time you don't get rot build-up. At the end of the cave you'll find the Clean Rot Knight boss fight, and luckily for us they're alone this time and the second knight won't join mid-fight. Quite a tough fight in my opinion, and probably designed to be, since that waygate in the corner takes you straight to the Haligtree. Fight tips for this fight: the boss can just straight up be backstabbed, so that's a good way to get some damage in. Also, I suggest keeping the Horn Charm on, since even though it lowers your Vigor by 5, it's still worth it. Just straight up not get affected by Scarlet Rot during the fight. And the final remnant for today is all the way at the bottom of the Subterranean Shunning Grounds after you defeat Moog. If you can remember your way, go straight ahead, but if you can't remember your way to the bottom, this final clip's for you. So, in my opinion, that should be enough remnants to get every talisman you'd need. You'll have all the elemental damage resistances and immunity to all the stats effects talismans. If you're absolutely desperate for up to 2 more of them, then you may want to watch my Stone Sword Key video, since the locations of 2 warding remnants are outlined in that video. Anyway, that is all.